Hello, guys. Today we discover the life of a woman who stands as arguably the most successful pirate in history, a figure whose remarkable rise and unprecedented power challenged the maritime might of the early 19th century. In the tempestuous annals of maritime history, where legends are carved from the spray of the ocean and the clang of cutlasses, one name rises above the roar of the waves, shimmering with an unparalleled audacity. Ching Shih, 1775 to 1844. Also known as Ching Shih, she was not merely a pirate. She was the pirate queen of the South China Sea, a woman who, in the early 19th century, commanded the largest pirate fleet the world has ever known. At her zenith, her red flag fleet boasted over 1,800 ships and an astonishing 80,000 pirates, a force so formidable it dared to challenge the might of the Qing dynasty, the formidable British Empire, and the seasoned Portuguese navy. What makes her story truly intoxicating is that she achieved this as a woman in a brutally patriarchal world and, against all odds, negotiated a full amnesty for herself and her entire armada, dying peacefully in her bed at an old age. A testament to her strategic genius, ruthless leadership, and an almost supernatural ability to bend fate to her will. Her origins were humble, steeped in the gritty reality of coastal life. Born Xianggu, she was reportedly a Cantonese prostitute before her life took an extraordinary turn. In 1801, she was captured by, or perhaps strategically married, Zheng Yi, a notorious pirate who commanded the formidable Red Flag fleet. This union itself was a scandal in the eyes of many, a woman entering the cutthroat world of piracy, yet it was the crucible in which her legend was forged. She quickly proved herself far more than a mere consort. Sharp, intelligent, and possessing an innate understanding of strategy and human nature, she became Zheng Yi's indispensable partner, advising him on tactics and administration. When Zheng Yi tragically died in a typhoon in 1807, the fleet was plunged into a succession crisis. But Ching Shih, with a cunning blend of charisma and ruthlessness, refused to cede power. In a move that shocked many, she secured the loyalty of her late husband's adopted son and most trusted lieutenant, Chung Po-tsai, by making him her lover and de facto second-in-command. This romantic and professional alliance, bordering on incestuous in the eyes of the era, though they were not blood relatives, cemented her control and ensured the fleet's unity under her iron will. She was no longer a mere pirate's widow. She was the undisputed pirate queen. Under Ching Shih's command, the Red Flag fleet reached unprecedented heights of power and organization. She was not just a figurehead. She was a brilliant strategist and an unparalleled administrator. What truly set her apart, and what was perhaps the most scandalous aspect of her leadership in the chaotic world of piracy, was her infamous code of conduct. This wasn't merely a set of guidelines. It was a draconian legal system enforced with brutal efficiency. She decreed that all plunder, every glittering coin and silken bolt, had to be registered and distributed by the fleet's leadership. Any pirate caught hoarding even a single trinket faced a severe flogging. Disobeying a direct order meant instant decapitation, a swift and brutal lesson in loyalty. Perhaps most revolutionary and truly shocking for its time, given the brutal norms of piracy, were her strict rules regarding women captives. Female captives were to be treated with respect, and if a pirate chose to take a woman as his wife, he had to be absolutely faithful to her. Rape was punishable by death, as was the kidnapping of women from coastal villages. This seemingly contradictory blend of ruthlessness and order, designed to maintain discipline and prevent devastating reprisals from the very communities they preyed upon, transformed a motley collection of brigands into a disciplined, highly effective naval force. Her fleet dominated the South China Sea, controlling trade routes, levying taxes on coastal towns, and even establishing its own intelligence network. She waged war against the Qing dynasty's imperial navy, repeatedly humiliating them in battle, and famously repelled joint attacks from the British and Portuguese navies, proving herself a military genius on par with any admiral of her time. Her flag, a stark red banner, was a terrifying omen on the horizon. The most astonishing event of Ching Shih's life was not her rise to power, nor her ruthless reign, but her utterly unprecedented exit from the world of piracy. By 1810, the Qing dynasty, exhausted and humiliated by her dominance, offered an amnesty to the pirates. While many pirate leaders were skeptical, Ching Shih, ever the pragmatist, saw an opportunity. She sailed her fleet directly into the mouth of the Pearl River, not to surrender meekly, but to negotiate on her own terms. She walked into the Governor General's office, unarmed and unbowed, demanding a full pardon for her entire fleet, permission for her pirates to keep their plunder, and for herself and Chung Po Tsai to marry officially and retain their wealth. The audacity was breathtaking. Faced with her formidable presence and the terrifying prospect of continued war, the Qing government, desperate to end the piracy, conceded. Zheng Yi Saro, the pirate queen, retired from piracy a wealthy and respected woman. She settled in Guangzhou, opened a prosperous gambling house, and lived a long, peaceful life, dying in 1844 at the age of 69, a remarkable feat for anyone in that era, let alone a former pirate warlord who had defied empires. Zheng Yi Saro's story is a thrilling testament to ambition, strategic brilliance, and sheer force of will. She was a woman who not only navigated but conquered a world designed to crush her. Her acts were not moral failings but the radical acts of a visionary leader who rewrote the rules of power, leaving behind a legacy that continues to captivate and inspire, a true legend forged in salt and steel.